And we are the late date, as always. It's a Friday night at midnight once again.
It's so late.
Yes.
It feels so late. So you are?
I'm Adam.
I'm Lana.
And I do feel a little bit on the tired side tonight. Do you?
It was a fast week compared to last week. Remember how last week we talked about, like, oh, God, the week lasted forever?
Really slow?
Yeah. It was a very, very fast week.
Yes, it was.
This show kind of snuck up on us.
Yes, it did. Now, as you've got a great show lined up for us tonight, right? And I'm excited to get into it, and I'm excited to tell a lot of people about it.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to get, this is a display screen, and I'm hoping to try to get just photos and especially videos. Everybody doesn't know what that means. Oh, wait, look, it's me.
Yes. Yes.
There I am. How do I move?
It is. So there's a couple of things that we've been doing a lot of things with the show this week, a lot of things in the personal lives. Each of us and collectively we've been doing things and working round the clock.
Yeah.
To
like
get,
I knew you were doing DoorDash.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I would really appreciate you showing up with my food.
You know, I will say it has been. I have done 18 different
I'd appreciate
deliveries this week. 18 different ones, and I have earned
zero were me. Zero were me, but like,
zero were her. Yes.
I mean, if I would have known you were going to be able to show up,
would you have given me a good tip, or no? What would you?
I probably wouldn't have ordered at all.
Not at all? Nothing?
Yeah, nothing.
Okay, well.
Sorry.
I mean, at least you're honest about it.
Bubble burst it.
It did. Maybe second. So it has been a fun week. It's been, I did go out finally on my date that, last week I went out. I said it was bad. And this time we went back out again. And it turned out...
Everybody is anxious to hear that.
It turned out okay. We ended up going to Carrabba's. So that was a nice little...
fancy.
She paid, so that was even better. That was
Can you
nice.
give me the reasoning why she would have paid?
Well, she paid because she said that the first date that we went on, or the first meeting, wasn't what she'd expected, and she was in a rather bad sour mood, so she felt bad. And
conscientious.
Yeah.
That actually probably redeems her.
Yeah.
So.
And I got a free meal.
Yeah, free meal always.
At Carrabba's.
Anytime you're dating, especially free meal is always a plus. But she purchased your meal in an apology. How do you feel about that? Is that like something you like? That's a plus. Let's do a little check right here. I like that quality in somebody. How we get into this? This is not our topics, but but I am interested to hear. Did that make you more inclined to go out on another date?
It's been inconclusive, but the date it didn't end with a kiss or anything.
Inconclusive.
Is
that because it didn't end with?
It is because I kind of, would I be opposed to going on another date? No, not really. She was we had good conversation. She was attractive. There wasn't any disagreements that I saw, and she paid for my meal. But, this could lead to another, set of things in the future. When do you not want to go out with maybe more than one person at one time? So I don't want to cross that boundary as well. You know what I mean?
I get you. Okay.
Because this was only a friendly lunch.
Actually, to be honest, this wasn't our topic tonight. But if you're exclusively, say you haven't dated in a while, or you've been post breakup or post whatever, post divorce, post anything. How long does it take to where you're like, okay, I'm dating somebody, and it feels like these are dates,
Right.
And you're saying like you would like to see this gentlewoman again.
I wouldn't be opposed.
So is that dating?
I don't know.
We keep trying to define that here. Somewhere along the line, I really feel like we will define exactly what dating is.
I think we will. We'll get to it sooner or later. Yes.
We'll create a whole bigger chasm amongst what is
a bigger
dating.
subgenre.
Yeah, what
That's
is
what we'll
dating
do.
and what it's not.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But you would like to go see her again.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. Am I going to ask her out? No. But if she asks me out, would I go? Yes.
Well, I'm a female. And did she ask you out on the second date?
Yes.
And she paid for it?
Yes.
I don't know. What do we feel about this audience? Should he ask her out just to see because he didn't have bad feelings and pay for it himself? Because when I ask somebody out, I'm inviting them.
Right. So
I'm automatically in my head telling, even as a female, saying, I'm paying for this. I invited you here.
here's the invitation.
Here's the invitation. Do you want to come?
You're cordially invited.
Yes.
Please accept this offer.
Yes. But since she paid the last time, I mean, how does that make you feel if I say that's how I feel about things? This girl, you're not going to say anything until this girl says something? Is that like ghosting?
No, I mean if there's like
ghosting?
if there's like,
Can somebody tell us, is that ghosting?
Now Heather's saying that she doesn't want to pay. But if there's
Heather, we ain't paying regardless.
No, I don't think it's ghosting because like if there's a picture, I'll like or comment on the picture. I'll say hello throughout the day. How are you doing? How was your day? Things like this. But I'm not going to be, asking out. Is that wrong of me?
I just hit that proverbial break when you said I'm not going to do the asking out. You don't ever ask somebody else.
Okay.
Yes or no? That was question mark.
Oh, do I ever ask anyone out?
Listen, do men? Because I used to be the female that never asked anybody out. The one time I think I did extend the date, they did say yes. They said yes. I'm not sure if they regret or appreciate or even I don't know, that whole decision because they showed up. But I'm not sure if they regret it or not.
You're not sure to this very day if they regret it?
To this very day, I'm not sure.
They've not given you any indication if they've regretted it?
No. I don't know.
Huh. Well, I hope that you will find out an answer to that very soon.
Me too. Anyways, actually, I'm going to stop and get back on topic.
So Heather has never asked a guy out, and she would take you out, though.
You need to take this guy out, Heather. You need to look at him. Non-assuming. Oh, I'm joking. I stop. I can't. I guess. You should take him out. Take him out.
Should she?
Please.
For everyone's sake.
Get him out of the other person's hands.
Yes.
I'm just saying. A bone.
Are you trying to get a new co-host in here? Is that what's... I mean, Jake is already outing me on, getting me out on his show from Pippin, so...
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
So sorry to sidetrack you from some of your great questions tonight, but...
Well, I do kind of try to have the plan. The plans. The plans showed. The show's planned.
And you do.
To a certain extent, because I like to keep... I've got... Everybody... I'm of an age. I have a child. I have a job. Full-time... Well, semi-full-time job. and then full-time job as single mom. Like I don't know. Like plans are like projections. Can we reach them? Can we get close to them?
Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, I like to broach at least a few. Where'd you go there?
I just have to go down. I mean, to the floor and get the questions.
That's awkward.
Oh, was there a video that you wanted to play before we get into the?
Oh, wait, yes.
We got
I was actually going to share with our friends. He might not have mentioned it. I know he's a little bashful or humble, if you will. But Adam has actually recently learned how to ride the hoverboard.
The hoverboard, yes.
Yes. And the first time he had ever made it past 5 seconds, actually it was caught on video, and it was 45 seconds. And so hopefully without audio behind me,
you want to try to play it on the screen?
We can play it up here instead of behind me.
Yeah, you want to explain what
Why
they're being?
Why is that there's something behind me? Oh, this is it. Please, I hope there's no video. This is him riding around. Look, look, look. He can do it, ladies and gentlemen. He can do it. He's good. He's good. He's lasted this long. He's going around the house.
Coming back.
He starts getting cocky right about here.
I do
I'm
get
not
cocky.
gonna lie. He's gonna get cocky.
I get faster too.
And then boom! That's what you get.
I did get a little bit cocky there.
That was actually quite a cheesy landing. It's like this soft landing, and you were just like, oh, I did fall.
It was a soft and cheesy landing. I will.
But you did that wonderful bow at the end.
Did you like that bow?
I like that bow.
I'm glad you did.
That is a new skill he's learned, and actually since then have you gotten better?
I've not gotten worse. Heather was saying that I'm too tall for that hoverboard, so I didn't know there was a certain height. But I think I weigh too much.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's a certain inch length cutoff per se. I would never assume Adam would reach that cutoff, but
you never know.
I don't know. We don't know.
No,
we don't know.
Not at all.
I mean, you're kind of tall, but not. No, you're not really that tall.
No.
No.
Okay. Well, anyway, if you have the hoverboard, please try and enjoy it and get on. You said you tried?
No.
Heather tried, and she said...
I've tried twice.
Okay.
2 seconds, probably right after you saw that video. Nope, not for me. I'm going to die. And then I was at my sister's about 2 weeks ago over the weekend, and I got on my nephew's, and I was able to stay upright, but I was running into the walls and the door jams. I was like, I can't move.
So it's a lot harder than you thought it would be.
Yeah, like I don't know if I had the mindset. Like it's almost like you control this thing with your mind.
Just about.
You have to have a good mind, and I'm not sure I have a good mind. Like I can't stay.
Yeah.
Focused.
I think on the show, I think you've displayed that you have a ho-ho mind.
Perhaps.
Indeed.
Acceptable. Decent.
So what are your questions there? Let's get into those.
Well, it's not really questions. This past week, it has been at least on my radar. And I'm not going to say if it's in my personal, it's come to my attention on personal life or if it's like friends, family, personal life, close ones, personal life. The idea of arguments and discourse and how you would navigate that through that and what that looks like in a healthy relationship, whether it be friendship, marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, it doesn't matter what that actually looks like in a healthy relationship. So imagine we have an argument.
Okay.
Or I'm telling you something and we just start going back and forth and blah, blah, blah. think I came to the realization that it's if, number one, with a brief period, and I think we talked about this previous to this show.
Yeah.
A brief period. What's a brief period?
20 minutes to an hour?
20 minutes to an hour. But not leave, not walk away, not extend. If you are willing to extend the discourse by that much without fixing it, you're probably creating more discourse.
I would agree with that.
You're probably creating more discourse because at least one of the two party is not going to respond well to that. They want it to be over. They don't feel good. They don't want it. They want to get back to good a little bit quicker, even if the other person is like, I need a little bit longer time. So 20 minutes to hour seems fair within that whole thing, to where you would talk about it. Because what I have learned is if you talk about it, then you might realize what the other person or other party was actually upset at might be coming from a completely different perspective than what you thought. There was probably no discourse in the beginning. I feel like there's a lot of problems start up with, you're not seeing my perspective, I'm not seeing your perspective.
And they go into the argument under two.
I actually thought you were mad. I was responding in kind. When I responded in kind, even though you were not mad, all of a sudden you're responding in mad when you actually were not mad previously, right, or even upset. And it creates this
weird, awful dynamic.
So if you can't get back to that talking to where you can understand something, because to be honest, talking things out with the other person, you actually both become aware that neither were wrong. Mm-hmm. You were just responding to your own thoughts, your own perspective, without even understanding where the other
person, or even taking into account the other person's.
I've actually had really good friends and my brothers and sisters, and actually even my own child, to where arguments started this way and it got so out of control that you're fighting and you don't even stop to realize what you were fighting over, or what that perspective, why either party would even get to be upset.
Yeah. What are we fighting about? Why is this going on? Or what? How did this begin? Okay. And is it the fact that you weren't getting along? Is that more important to anything, or is just proving yourself right? I mean, what's more important than being right? See, I don't go into an argument trying to be right. I'd rather get along and be over the argument than try to prove myself right. Have you? Or do you try to prove yourself right? Like, if I really believe I'm right, I don't even know if I'll fight for that. I just want it to be over with. I've agreed to things not...
In an argument. Okay, I'm going. It's that way. Sorry, I'm not used to that. Okay. If in an argument, if I feel like I am right, I would probably feel a whole lot better if somebody proved me, like, not right. Like, just prove me wrong, because you've already gotten such strong, heavy emotions that it's like, prove me not right. Yeah. Is that a discourse to where people are so much like, and the other person doesn't know that that's all they want? Prove my worst thing not right. We'll be okay. I don't know.
Could be a thing.
Could be a thing. What do we think?
I don't know.
Does this cause just... But that segues. I like that word. He uses that word.
Yeah. It's a
that
nice word.
segues into, say you've had some type of tiff, and so there's apologies both ways. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Didn't mean to do
How?
that. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for
I
doing
don't.
that.
I don't.
I'm sorry. She doesn't like being touched. I'm sorry. I am sorry.
I mean, I like being touched.
Sorry. Okay, continue.
When it comes into arguments and you got over into different perspectives and you're like, oh, so we're over it. You've moved past. You've agreed that nobody was actually wrong. Both parties were kind of right because perspectives were different.
In their own
So you're
perspective.
reacting exactly how your perspective was. And you say, okay, so it wasn't that bad. You're moving on. So let's say any other situation, and this can go in friendships. I've said something, I've done something,
And
I've reacted
friendships
away.
also. Friendships and
Any
friendships.
type of connection. Friendships, relationships, marriages, like what, regardless. Adam, if I tell you I'm sorry, and I say, hey, you know, I'm sorry I acted that way. You know, I'm sorry. How do you perceive that? 2 weeks later, if I'm still saying I'm sorry, or I just tend to bring it up, is there a reason why the other person that might feel like they've done wrong would continue to say that? Continue to say they were sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And is it okay with true forgiveness for the other person to keep allowing the other person to behave?
If they're truly forgiven, then a continuous I'm sorry is not needed and should be stated. Hey, you apologized. Once is plenty.
I agree.
I agree with.
I agree. If you have said you're sorry and you meant it, a person that truly cares about you
will let it go and
will
forgive
never, and actually will not, in their own fortitude, will not be able to handle you saying you're sorry anymore. If they've already forgiven you, they're never going to want to hear you say you're sorry again. If they've forgiven you, you'll never have to say you're sorry.
Yeah.
They've forgiven you. And that goes with all types of relationships. If I was to look at like my sister, my father, my significant other, my child, my husband, phantom husband.
I was going to say you have a significant other and husband? Wow. What a life we lead, huh?
I'm a busy girl. Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
You're funny.
Anyways, I'm just saying, like, it would, if you have truly forgiven somebody, if the person that has done you an affront says, I'm sorry, and even brings it up, you're probably not going to want to hear it. You're probably going to look at that person and say, hey, I don't want you to say I'm sorry again, because what? You're forgiven.
Yeah.
It's over. It's done.
Water
Don't
under
ever
the bridge.
feel like
You're indebted to say you're sorry over and over
It
again.
hurts me to see you saying you're sorry, because that means you don't believe that I have forgiven you.
But what if there's somebody on the other hand that has they have to constantly say that they're sorry? Because there are those people as well.
There are. I actually find myself saying I'm sorry a lot. And that's that can be unsureness that comes along with like reactions to where past experiences, to where if you're always saying you're sorry, or it's just you used to.
Yeah.
It's an automatic response. I just said all of that really crazily and really fast. But if you find yourself in a situation to where you're apologizing very quickly before somebody has even taken affront or shown you any manner of you've hurt them, you've bothered them, but you're apologizing because in your head, somebody or something has made you believe
that you need to apologize.
Stop apologizing.
Yes, Heather. She says I'm sorry a lot too.
Yeah.
And you quit saying I'm sorry all the time as well. Although I will say this.
I never apologize.
I haven't heard you say I'm sorry in quite some time. So maybe you should.
I'm not a sorry person.
You know? We could have. We'll talk about
Could
that off air.
afford.
Yeah, that's something off air.
Anyways. So Nathan, how long have we been talking? I
It
feel
has
like
been. It's been a fun show. We got a couple of minutes. You did have a quote that you wanted to bring up to the show.
I did. I just had a little inspirational quote. It pops up sometimes at the beginning and always. Sometimes in the middle. Hopefully never. But my inspirational quote of the day.
And please, if you all have any inspirational quotes,
Actually, it's not really a quote. It's advice.
Put it in the comments below.
It's actually advice.
Here's some advice.
Because it doesn't matter if it's siblings, family, friends, boyfriend, relation, like loved one, like anybody you care about. If you're doing more things together, you're less likely to be looking at your phone. If you are enjoying time together with people, you're not going to look at your phone. Those things can wait. And any relationship and any connection, whether it be friendship, best friendship, boyfriend, girlfriend, anything, husband and wife, do more things together to where you're not paying attention to really anything else. That's good advice. That's good. I think so.
Or if you see like those couples, like one's watching, a TV show and the other's like constantly on the phone.
Sucks.
Isn't that good? I've not been in a relationship like that, but it's been good. I will say this: out of most of my relationships that I've been in, there's been very few TV watchers. Like we don't watch a lot of TV. Although we watch movies, there's not a lot of TV watched, which I've always found interesting.
Keeping up with the news and all. I'm seeing a pattern. I don't watch a lot of TV. I just like with people come to visit me, I like to be focused on them. If I invited somebody to my home, like, hey, why don't you come over? Like, yeah. And they kept looking at their phone the whole time.
You would feel like they'd rather be somewhere else.
Well, I just would lessen that
experience, really.
No significance in that relationship or connection. It would be like, it's not that serious. We're not connecting that really well. Do I like this person? Yes. Are we connecting on a certain level? I don't think we're getting each other completely because
the
phone,
phone or something else.
My family, like my brothers and sisters, my aunts and uncles, when I go, there's no TV on. There's no phone. We can talk to each other. We love each other.
Now, a lot of people do have.
So, your friends and your close people, I think at the very least, you shouldn't have to have those outside. You love each other. You just want to pay attention to each other, even in nothingness.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because you care about them.
Yeah.
So do those things.
Been a good show. Have any thoughts for next week's show? Or they're just gonna have to tune in and see?
I think tune in and see. Hopefully, we will have a guest next week. We won't be. There's this.
Yeah, it was weird. I noticed as well.
Like I had a slideshow on my telephone.
We'll get to the slideshow.
Well,
we know how to do it now.
I mean, you're lucky we didn't because it was some pretty
risque photos.
Revealing photos.
Yeah.
That I had on the loop.
Yes.
They didn't show up. I was trying to.
Maybe they did.
I was trying to ruin his reputation.
Yes, what little reputation I have left. So thank you for checking out the Late Date Fridays at midnight. Go back on YouTube, The Other People Show. Check out the past shows, as well as all the upcoming shows and sketches that we have. Go to kingnetworktv.com to watch a replay of the show, as well as on Fire Stick and Roku. So you're on there.
Do you upload it on King TV or what?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
You can go to Roku or Fire Stick and Roku, the King Network TV app, and you will catch us on there. We are on Wednesdays at 10 p.m.
10 p.m. That's a pretty good slot.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a fun show, and we have a new setup, so I hope everyone likes that very well.
It's
And
the late date.
yes,
Oh, I have to remember. It's
right there. So like and share the video. Thanks, Heather, and thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm Adam.
I'm Lana.
See you all next week.